Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to November 2022. We are almost at the end of this year. My name is Michael, and I will be doing your monthly tarot reading and horoscope. I do hope that this video finds you well and in good spirits. If you're anything like me, you are still recovering from the first eclipse that we had on October 25th. For those of you who weren't aware, some big changes, some new beginnings that are starting to blossom or take root here. We also have another eclipse coming up on November 8th. So we have the full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus on November 8th, fellow earth sign, so pay attention to this one. There really is a lot of very intense energies that we are moving through right now, so do be gentle with yourself, do be kind to yourself. If you are interested in a reading or distance Reiki session, now is actually a wonderful time to do that. I have a sale on my website through November 8th, 20% off on all of my services, so check that down in the description box below if that is something that is interesting to you. Anyways, Capricorn, I was really connecting to your energy and spending some time, and visually I was seeing things like ships. And I was kind of thinking of things like the ship has set sail, or going on some sort of long distance travel or journey, and maybe even going and connecting closer to nature, because I was also seeing these hillsides as well. And it was kind of like you under a tree overlooking this sweeping hillside. So maybe these are images or scenes that will connect with you in some way. But what I was really just getting from this, it's almost like getting perspective and traveling or distancing yourself from a situation or from people to gain more perspective. That actually makes quite a bit of sense with the astrology of this month as well for you, Capricorn, because we are very much focused on socialization, friends, networking maybe. And then all of a sudden, by the end of the month, you might start to feel very introspective and like you need to spend some time with yourself and really ask yourself some big questions, especially as we get ready for your season at the end of December. And my God, I cannot believe that we are already at the end of this year. But there really is just kind of a pause that is coming. And that's probably going to be more towards the end of the month. But honestly, with the eclipses, it's pretty big and profound energy all throughout October, or I'm sorry, all throughout November and October. We're kind of ending the year off with a bang, to be honest with you. I did pull some animal cards for you as well. We'll get into the tarot in just a moment. But the first card that I pulled for you was the raccoon. And some of you are kind of hiding or masquerading behind a role that you fill. And this role may not necessarily be inauthentic to who you are, but it's preventing people from seeing your true colors, from seeing you fully. And you might be distracting yourself with work or keeping yourself really busy, especially working with your hands. That's something I kind of associate with raccoon. And there might be something where you are kind of masking or hiding in some way. So kind of consider that, especially as we are really focused on community and friendships for you at the start of this month. Especially with the eclipse that we had on the 25th. There may have even been a very fortuitous meeting at the end of October for you, someone who is going to be a very useful contact or connection, or cementing such a partnership or relationship with somebody. We do also have the camel card, and again, this is kind of the card of a journey, or specifically a spiritual journey, or even a pilgrimage. So some of you could actually be traveling this month, and again, if you're doing this more towards the end of this month, I expect this to be less of a vacation and more of a retreat, or more of a way for you to really connect with yourself as well. And it's almost like, I get this weird energy with you, Capricorn, where it's almost like you are watching yourself kind of do something, you're watching yourself working on something, and it's almost like looking down on yourself in third person, which is really, really interesting. I just kind of get this sort of energy where you are seeing yourself in a very different way, and that might feel a little disorienting. So you may need to do some grounding as well. But I feel like when I think of travel, it very often tests us and shows us what we are truly capable of. And maybe that's something that's coming up with raccoon and camel. You may be needing to get inventive this month. You may be really needing to figure out how you can utilize your resources. And when I see the camel card, it does make me feel like you have what you need. Because the camel does have this hump. It stores water in its body, and it's able to traverse through the desert. And so you may be in situations where there is kind of a sense of scarcity or drought, but you already have these inner resources at your disposal. You're already tapped into them. So what are the tarot cards for Capricorn? Five of Swords, walking away. I knew there was some sort of distance. Some of you are literally distancing yourself from other people. Some of you could be traveling again or walking away from a situation, walking away from a home. I feel like you would already be in the process of this by the beginning of November, but time is fluid. These energies are going to play out differently for all of you. And of course, these are general messages, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Interesting. It's like you want to move forward, but you don't know how with the Two of Swords. And it's almost like you're waiting for the right time with the Four of Swords. You're waiting for the right time to make your move. Very, very interesting to me. And maybe that's kind of that long game energy with Camel, playing a long game. Delayed gratification is something that could be really, really important as well. What else do we have for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, any Capricorn placements? Wow, Six of Swords. Yeah, there is really something about you trying to move forward. Let me clarify this. With the Fool and the Six of Wands, my goodness, you are just burgeoning. You are waiting for something to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some delays that are happening for you, especially if there is complications with work, actually, because we do have Mars going retrograde in the sign of Gemini, which affects your routines. It affects your health and wellness to an extent as well. It's almost like the daily grind is slowing you down, and you want to focus on this really big move, but it's not time yet. It's not time yet. And I think that is that camel energy at play here. And it's almost like that might be why you are feeling disconnected from your body. And it's almost like before you can find your way forward, you have to find your way in. We do have the Ace of Swords for the future. And we also have the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So we have quite a few sixes. We have 3 sixes. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't want people to freak out. But 666 really can be this number of overcoming patterns and kind of like finding power in restrictive situations. That's what I'm just getting intuitively for you right now. You're playing a chess game. I don't know why I'm feeling that. You are playing a chess game this month. Some of you want to move. Some of you are potentially looking for a new home or potentially looking to move forward in some way. And I think that's kind of been a focus for you this year, actually. And I feel like with Jupiter kind of dancing between Pisces and Aries this year, you might have got glimmers or felt glimmers of a new home or a new way to set roots. But that's been a little fleeting. And it feels like by the beginning of 2023, you're setting roots. And you might even be getting news by the end of this month, by the end of November, that is helping you plan for the long term. You're getting your clarity. And I think that will be coming through reflection and meditation as well, making sure that your mind is clear. What is going on with this eclipse for you? Because this eclipse is in Taurus. This could actually be really almost like a wake-up call in a way. Interesting. We have the Seven of Cups here, which can represent that kind of dream state. We also do have the Four of Wands. Ordinarily, the Four of Wands signifies some sort of celebration. Maybe some of you are celebrating something this month, but I actually feel like this is more about you building some sort of foundation or what it is that you want to be successful. And it's like, with the Seven of Cups, I feel like you are focusing in on your interests. That could be romantic, that could be creative, that could just be anything that you are passionate about. It's like you are honing in on your passions and what it is that you actually want to build, what it is that you actually want to celebrate. And some of you are already stepping into this energy with the Four of Wands, and there's more questions than answers with the Seven of Cups. You're still kind of in this brainstorming energy. You're not sure how to move forward with someone or something. And that's kind of coming with this eclipse energy, which is interesting. And I feel like this eclipse is ultimately going to be leading you kind of into Sagittarius, again, in a more introspective place. Is there anything else that we have? Anything else for Capricorn here? The Star. I really do feel like a lot of you are getting your finances in order, and you're finding stability, and you're moving forward. And again, like, kind of interesting that I'm getting this sort of camel energy with the star. It kind of reminds me of like Jesus and the wise men, and like kind of the end of the year, like your season. Like I'm really feeling your season end of 2022 going into 2023. Like there is something that you are following. There is something that is very important coming into the new year for you. And it kind of feels like collectively, like just being at the end of this year, there's a lot of tying up loose ends, trying to create foundations for the next year. Son of Swords. Yeah, you're planning your move. You're planning your move. I mean, I keep coming back to that. And I think there's still pieces that haven't come into play yet, and that's why you can't make your move. And I keep getting that chess imagery as well. Like there are certain pieces that just haven't come into play just yet. What about relationships? What about relationships for Capricorn? We do the Chariot. Cancer energy, which is interestingly your opposite sign. The Magician and the Sun. Very interesting. For those of you who are manifesting a relationship, for those of you who are single, or maybe looking for a partnership, or looking for someone special, I feel like you are finding the alignment first with the Chariot, finding the balance in yourself first. And it's almost like, you know, if you just go on the path that you are meant to be on, you will manifest the person who is right for you. We have Cancer energy, we have Gemini energy, we have Leo energy. And that's interesting how all of those are kind of next to each other. Season-wise, there could be something kind of late spring, beginning of summer coming ahead for you romantically. I feel like this is just a really powerful time for like aligned partnerships. And for those of you who are in relationships, or connecting with someone, I really get this very rich direction. Like there's something that you are planning with this person, or this person's making plans, or you're making plans with them, and it feels very, very powerful. Um, so that's very interesting. What about finances? Anything financially for Taurus? Two of Wands. Yeah, you're looking towards the future. You might be investing in things or figuring out how you can plan. Financial planning is what I'm really getting for you this month. And with your ruling planet Saturn direct in the sign of Aquarius for you, there really is kind of this focus again on finishing up lessons with stability, finding resolve and resolution in these things, getting your assets in order. That's something I'm sort of seeing for you by the end of this year as well. Yeah, Mother of Swords, Queen of Swords. There's a lot of planning. And some of you might be expecting money to come in. You are seeing something that is starting to come in, or you're kind of prospecting is potentially a word we could use with the Two of Wands and the Queen of Swords, like figuring out how to find abundance or stability. And then that Three of Wands. That's what I was feeling. Like you are seeing something come in. You are seeing opportunities. And these opportunities could actually be coming from afar. They might require you to move, or they might be remote positions, or things of that nature. Something that is making you literally look out into the horizon. And I did have that ship energy for you. So maybe some of you are traveling. Maybe some of you are planning travel, and you are, budgeting for that as well. Especially those of you who are trying to visit home or connect with your roots, potentially. Again, Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. Very interesting. I feel like kind of a specific energy, but if you've been wanting to travel either home or travel to a country of your heritage or lineage, that might be something that is kind of taking form and will present itself, and you're starting to see that now. I think that would be something more for 2023, to be honest, but some of you could be planning some sort of trip or some sort of travel during this time. Anyways, Capricorn, those are all the messages I am getting for you this month. I hope that this was helpful for you. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already done that. That way you don't miss out on any videos. Also hit the bell notification. Again, just keeps you up to date with everything that I am posting. Again, all of my links are in the description box down below, and I will see you in the next video. Have a happy and blessed November. Take care, Capricorn.